Yo, what we saying? What we spraying? Back again with another stream. You get me? And obviously, it's another about the fan, and we got a new fan here to learn a bit about them. You know, I mean, one of my brothers, people tell me I'm any and everywhere. Yo, this brother is any everywhere. You see him all over the place. He's definitely a man of the culture, and I can't lie. He's one of the biggest trolls on Twitter, but we allow him because you get me in person. He's one of the nicest guys that man's ever did met in this place. Y'all know what to do though from early. Make sure you get me. You're throwing them kunai, yeah, and hitting the target. You get me, because we need to get the likes up, yeah. We need to get as many people in the village to watch this on the big screen because it's gonna be a good one. You get me? While you're here, yeah, make sure you're subscribing to the channel, because obviously the thing's got to grow. But don't only subscribe to me. Make sure you're subscribing to Romz thing as well. Follow him on all socials. And he does have a channel that is tagged in the title. So there is literally no excuse. Let's not lack. Let's not slack. And the final thing, obviously, I won't be able to respond to chats during the show just because of the structure. But if there is anything that you, man, want Romz to answer specifically, send in a super chat. And at the end of the show, I'll go through any and every super chats and he will be answering them. So let me bring him through. Man like Romz, you get me? What you saying, bro?
Big up, bro. Nah, thanks for having me. This concept you're running with, I told you off air, I told you on air, is something special, bro. Your work rate and that. Big up your damn self. Thanks for having me here. I'm seeing all the Liverpool community already in the chat. Big up each and every one of you. And yeah, bro, just ready to find out more about me, bro. But love for having me.
Yeah, but of course, bro. And obviously, yeah, I still remember, yeah, we started talking one day. Man just sent me a voice note on Twitter, yeah, and was like, oh man, I just clocked who you are, yeah. You're that brother from NAFT. You get me? You get me, balanced opinions and all that. And he was like, but you see, when you talk about Tottenham,
Bro, Vila, I don't know an Arsenal fan. Arsenal fans hate Spurs, obviously. I don't know an Arsenal fan that hates Spurs more than this guy. Bro, when I started watching Hookshare, unprovoked, fun Tottenham, fun this. No one would be saying nothing about Tottenham on the stream, but you man are dead anyway. So just be firing shots unprovoked, bro.
Obviously, man, they have to hold corn. I'm a very big believer in them, man, holding corn in it. So obviously, this will be getting put on Spotify at some point as a podcast. So for those listeners that tune in for a bit, but not the whole thing, big up yourself from the beginning. Let the people them know where they can find you in it.
Yeah, so you can find me. Well, a lot of you already know the channels I'm familiar with. Never a Foul, Big Six Bands. I've got a show Saeed. You see me and Hooks working together, but my Twitter and Insta handle's the same. My government is Ramel Andre, but the L is a 1, so that's ROMME 1 Andre. And yeah, that's where you can find me. And what's linked here is me and my boys had a podcast. It's coming back actually. We're gonna rebrand it, but for now, go subscribe to that channel and watch the podcast because it was back in the last season. And during this summer, we would review the Premier League weekend and that. Yeah,
cool, sweet. So look, yeah. I like a show starter question, innit? So this is the one. This is the one that I'll come up for you, yeah. So look, Power League 5-a-side tournament, yeah. Who are the 4 Liverpool players from any era that you're taking to play alongside yourself, and why?
Off the bat, Van Dijk, because he's the best centre back I have ever seen at my club. Luis Suarez, because he's the best player I've ever seen at my club. You see in the thumbnail, we'll get onto that a bit more later. Steven Gerrard, because he's a big reason why I support Liverpool as well. And you can't really mention Liverpool without Gerrard in the same sentence. The last one's tough. So I said Van Dijk, I said Gerrard, I said Suarez. I'm going to go Bobby Firmino,
Bobby Firmino.
Only because in the Klopp era, I know you got the Salahs and you got the Manes that naturally take the headline. But you see Bobby Firmino, bro, like, he's my favorite player of the Klopp era, bro. I think he's the linchpin. Without him, he walked literally so Salah and Mane could run. Like, he was just integral to everything we did, bro. So yeah, they're my four: Firmino, Suarez, Van Dijk, and Gerrard. That's my four still.
And what you saying? You winning the tournament?
100%, bro. We'll clean up. You get it. We're calling everyone. Come on,
all right, now that's a decent five-a-side team. You know, that actually is a decent five-a-side Power League team. I won't lie. Yeah, I see you got the Firmino in there just to make sure that you man are actually scoring goals because he's a great facilitator. You know, obviously you got Gerrard, who I'm assuming will be the guy giving out all the orders. You know, you got Van Dijk at the back. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't. Maybe he plays his goalie part as well. You know, the rush goalie as well. I do not. Yeah, for me, the Van Dijk pick is a bit iffy. You know, and you know what? Yeah, it's a bit iffy because he's not really one of them crunch time defenders. Do you know what I mean? Like he's more of the guy that will marshal you and just, you get me. He's reading it but he's not the guy that will just come in with the clangers. And I feel like, in five-a-side, you need the brother that's gonna go in.
I hear that, but deep it five-a-side is a small pitch. You get it? He's gonna have to, and we know, bro. What was the stat? I think for 18 months, no one dribbled past it, bro. You get it? You have it on lock. You get it? So that's my.
And obviously Suarez. We all know. I mean,
like I said, bro, we're gonna get onto him later, bro. Him and Owen, two big reasons, but yeah, we're gonna speak about that guy later. Car, he was a joke, bro. Joke.
And where do you fit into this five-a-side?
If you know my background, right, I'm fortunate enough to play football to a higher level. Do you know what I mean? I've been at Crystal Palace and Fulham. They're my two academies I've been at, but I'd have to be up front with a Luis Suarez, bro. I'd have to be up front. Okay. Me and him, and Firmino kind of playing the 10. Gerrard and Firmino more central areas, Van Dijk, Martial and everything. But I was a forward in it, either wing or up top. But as I start to grow up, it was either wing. So I'll be a forward player still.
Okay. And you know what? Yeah, you alluded to it a bit in it. And this is why I specifically asked you the five-a-side question, in it, because you do have a bit of a background in football, in it. And as you said, you've been at the Palace Academy, you've been at the Fulham Academy. Tell us a bit about that, man. What was it like being part of those big clubs' academies?
Do you know what it is, bro? So a lot of people get into ball, I would say on average a bit later when you're a kid. Like as a kid, you're just supposed to have fun in that, but football's been a big part of my life for as long as I can remember. It is my life, bro. Like I'll be late to motives because of it. Like I sometimes I wouldn't go to the motive because of ball, specifically Liverpool, but because of football. And my first ever 11-side game, no, if I'm lying, I'm dying, bro, was I've got an older brother who's 2 years older than me, Arsenal fan. I'll speak about that later on in the show, innit? But he's a couple years older than me. And I played up. They had 2 players that were injured that day, and I was 4 or 5. And I've come on, I've played, and I've actually bagged, bro. I think we end up drawing the game, but I actually bagged. And even like, the big back belly TVs with the old school video players and that. There's me just kicking the ball around the house, age 3 and 4. I've always had a ball at my feet. Do you get it? So my first ever team was a team called Battersea. I'm from South London, for you lot that don't remember. For you lot that don't know, my first ever team was Battersea. It's called Battersea Youth Centre, right? And I was there from about age 5 to 7. Then I think it's still the case now. When you're 7, that's the earliest age you can sign for an academy, innit? So I was at Fulham from age 7 to 9 once I left, Crystal Palace, left Battersea. And then I got released from Fulham. Like, I was a lazy footballer. To this day, I don't like tracking back. I don't know if you've seen the charity game with me, Monks and Kaz and that. But I was unfit, but I also didn't like tracking back, innit? So I got released. Then I was at a team called Tooting and Mitcham. Mikel Antonio famously played for them. I'm trying to think any other players. But Mikel Antonio, when you think of Tooting and Mitcham, that was one of his first clubs before playing for Forest, West Ham, etc. Right? So I was at Tooting and Mitcham for a bit. And then I went to a team called Carl Shorten. But when I was at Carshalton from about age 13 to 14, I then went to Crystal Palace for about a year. The thing is, I genuinely believe that I'm not one of them man that say I didn't make it because I got a knee injury. I always take accountability. I just started focusing on the wrong things, innit? But I truly believe if I had just stuck it out at Palace, I genuinely believe I probably would have been pro now. I genuinely believe that, like, most people that knew me when I was young, even man that I've not seen in years, they're like, "What? You're not kicking ball anymore to the level you were." That they're surprised. Do you get? So I was at Palace for a year, not as long as Fulham. Then got released. Then I went to Sutton. Now, Hooks, this is where Arsenal come into it because the year you played them, you remember? I think it was 2017. And you beat them. I was training with the first team in the lead up to that week, right? Me and my boy. I was up front. My boy played centre mid, and like the injured players in the first team, because I was youth at this point. The injured players in the first team. When you're hearing Arsenal coming to town, you're rushing back to want to play that game. And I was in line, maybe not even to start. In fact, definitely not to start, just to be on the bench, bro. 17-year-old Romz on the bench, bro. That would have meant the world to me. But one of the other strikers rushed to come back, bro. And yeah, like I was then on the bench. Obviously, I was still in and around like the setup. And the day was nice. BT Sport, I think at the time, the cameras come down and that. But it was just annoying. But yeah, I was at Sutton and I didn't get scholar at Sutton, and I've gone back to a team called Carshalton, and then after that I just said this ain't for me. Too much politics. A new manager come in, and when you're used to being a star and then the manager don't favour you, yeah, man, it's just it does something to you. Do you get? And then I just thought I need to like kind of look out. I still play now, like on a weekend with my man, them like 5-a-side goals and that, but not to the level I should be playing. And it's mad because a lot of my friends are pro, bro, and they're even when we link up at a few motors and that, they're like, bro, you could have, if you had a like stronger mentality, you could have made it. Because a lot of man's reasons injury, mine weren't injury. I had one minor injury, but mine was more just kind of fell out of love with playing the game, not with the game as a whole, but with playing the game. I kind of fell out of love with it. But that's the football. That's my football background, bro. So I'm fortunate enough to have played for them 2 academies, bro.
Do you just quickly, do you think that, so I guess that experience that you had at Sutton where it was like, yo, there's like a chance to like kick ball against Arsenal, and like I can imagine you obviously you're seeing the game in the fixture list from a while, and like obviously as a young buck you're probably getting gassed and you're like, okay, I'm gonna go extra ham in training, I'm really gonna try show myself, because obviously you're expecting to some degree there could be a chance for me to actually, play against a team as big as Arsenal. Obviously, at that age, there may even been some thoughts of, if I do well in this game, who knows what it could bring, to my future as a footballer. And then to find out that, okay, my man that you thought was injured, that is going to be out, he's rushed himself back to play against Arsenal. Did that kind of like, did that play kind of a part in potentially your love for the game a bit kind of fading away?
I wouldn't say that was the turning point. I'll tell you the turning point, but I wouldn't say that was the turning point because I kind of just got on with it after that. Like, cool. The annoying thing was, though, he come back for that game, then he was out for the next 2 months. So he didn't even, his rehabilitation wasn't even proper. He just wanted to play against Arsenal. I get it, because even me, Hooks, I keep it a buck. I wanted to play, but I didn't care too much. If I was just on the bench, you see it now, like 17, 16-year-olds on the bench, and even if they don't play, it's still making noise. Like, other clubs will then come and watch you. Do you get? So for me, I got on with it. I still bagged a lot that season, and then I've gone back. Then I've gone to Carshalton and played for their first team. What made me lose my love at the game, right? Actually, I missed the key bit. After I got released from Palace, I went back to Carshalton youth, but then I started training with there. Like when you hit under 16s, like you make a decision whether you want to play from age 16 to 18s, where you get your scholar in most academies, or if you're like at a semi-pro team, it's similar. Like you start training with the reserves, or you could play first team, innit? Like after Crystal Palace and I went back to Carshalton, there was a first team manager that loved me, innit? Like proper loved me. But then I then went to play youth for Sutton, where he said just stay at Carshalton, play youth for Carshalton, and then you can kind of go into the first team. I thought Sutton's the big name. They were National League at the time. They were on the periphery of getting promoted. I was like, nah, man. And the thing is, I knew a lot of the thing is, I should have stayed at Caution. It would have been better for my career. But where all my brethrens were, we kind of had. Imagine my Sutton youth team as PSG, bare individuals, but didn't play well as a team. Like teams that are bottom of the league were beating us, bro. And it's like, hold on, we had better individuals, but they're smoking us because we all played as literally individuals in it. There was a bag of talent, and I've gone back to Carl Shorten. Weren't training with the first team, weren't even starting for the reserves, and the first team manager, he was honest. Things with football, it's the most beautiful game, but it can be the most cruel game. He was just honest. He said, look, you're not in my plans. And that was just before lockdown. So remember, he told me this February 2020. And I think lockdown first started in March 2020. So it's a thing where after that happened, I was kicking ball through lockdown and that. But I just lost love to actually playing. And when I came back, I was training with a few teams pre-season, but the love weren't there, Hooks. The love more came for watching it and speaking about it. And that's where the content creating then comes into it. You know what I mean?
All right, so I guess final question before we move on from this year. Any chance of us seeing Romz do something similar to Ian Wright?
You know what? Yeah, because Ian Wright, he made it late, innit? Him, Jamie Vardy, and that. Listen, I'm honest with myself. Like I run a good business and that now. You might see me in a few charity games here and there. Like you might see me in a Sunday league team and footage, but to make it in that. Nah, I'll be real, bro. Like, I'm honest with myself, but you won't see a chance of that still. But I still do play, bro. I still play.
Okay. All right. So look, everyone obviously at this point knows you're a Liverpool fan. So I guess tell me about your journey as a Liverpool fan. Like, how did it start? Why did you choose Liverpool? And has there ever been a point, I guess, throughout your period of being a Liverpool fan that maybe you questioned the decision that you made?
Right, to start off the journey, and this is going to be very reminiscent for yourself and the Arsenal fans watching this. So I think it's very key that I explain the context of my household. So growing up, my mum and dad split up when I was at 8, but my dad is a die-hard Liverpool fan, die-hard. My mum's a die-hard Gooner. My brother's a die-hard Gooner. So we grew up in a house of 4. So it's split. It's literally Arsenal, Liverpool. And Hutch, you've probably seen the likes of a Gal, Colleen, and whatnot say Romz is an Arsenal fan. I'm gonna dispel that myth, but I'm gonna get onto it later on in the stream, innit? But my household growing up was literally 2 Liverpool, me and my dad, 2 Arsenal, and my mum and my brother. And I'll tell you how I fell in love with Liverpool, right? A lot of people, when I explain this game, they're like, Romz, you were too young. You don't remember. And I don't like that notion, because just because you don't remember ball when you're young, don't mean I don't remember it when I was young. And I'm going to name the game, Hooks, and you're going to start smiling. Do you remember the Invincible season? This is my earliest memory of football. And I'm honest, like, we beat United in a Carling Cup final in 2003. Remember, Gerrard scored a deflected goal, and then we beat you in 2001. I'm honest, I don't remember them 2 games. I was too young, because I was born in 98, innit? I'm 26. I was too young. But my earliest memory is your Invincible season, especially the back end. And like, my dad was down at Liverpool. So Liverpool and Arsenal were always the teams that was on in my household, innit? I would always say, I'm going to keep it a buck, yeah, and people are probably going to run with this. If I didn't support Liverpool, it probably would have been Arsenal, innit? I forgot my granddad. My granddad had my mum's dad. So granddad on my mum's side, die-hard Arsenal. Was a Highbury season ticket holder for like 3 years and whatnot. Then he got a bit ill. But what it was, do you remember the 4-2 game? We've gone 2-1 up. Sammy Huppier scored early. Then Henry's equalised and Owen scored just before half time. I remember saying to my dad, Michael Owen, that's Michael. But even before then, Owen and Henry are always scoring. They're the main 2 strikers in my household. They're always scoring, innit? So I was like to my dad, Owen, I like Owen, that's my guy. And my dad's gassed because he's Liverpool. He's like, so Ramel, you're supporting Liverpool? I was like, yeah, Owen's my guy. I'll never forget, my dad tried to convince my brother, and my brother's like, no, I'm supporting Arsenal because the players look like me. This is why I always have respect. Hooks, you know me. On Twitter, I'm a troll. Don't take me seriously on Twitter, bro. I have fun with that. Streams, I'm very objective. Arsenal, I will always have respect for, because they're a black man club. Even in All or Nothing, Henry come out and said they're a club for the community. That's why I think if you're a black man in general, you have to have some sort of respect for Arsenal, bro. They're a club for the community, yeah. But that game, I remember my dad was like, oh, you're supporting Liverpool. He's like, no, they got players like me. My mum said, that's it. That is it. Like, he's got his valid reason. I'm getting him a top. My dad got me a top, yeah. Let's fast forward 6 months later. My first live football game I went to, this is bad memories for you lot because you lot had a 30 team, but you played dead that day. So it was me, my dad, my brother, and I'm basically my uncle, my dad's best friend. He's Arsenal, innit? So again, it's still split now. So it's that, let's say my dad's best friend replaced my mum in this sense, that he's Arsenal, my brother's Arsenal, me and my dad. I remember my dad, like, he liked to keep things surprised. So we're on the motorway for time. Hooks, if this is 2004, I'm 6 years old. I'm crying, bro. You know, when you're young, you don't want to be in a car for long. I'm like, Dad, where are we going? Bro, I remember going on the M-Way and we've got into Liverpool and I see Liverpool's ground. And we remembered Liverpool Arsenal. Was like, Dad, did you get us ticket? Me and my brother were gassed in it. But you remember that game?
Yeah.
Alonso scored, then Vieira scored a wicked dink, then Neil Mellor last minute. That's my first ever game. But the thing is, my brother had been Highbury with my granddad before that. But I didn't go. And you know what, yeah? It's fine margin. Had I been Highbury, and you know they say your first game you go to, you normally fall in love with that club. Yeah. Had I been Highbury, there's a good chance I could have been an Arsenal fan. But for some reason, I didn't go. My brother had been twice, but I hadn't been. So man went Anfield now. And, bro, I just remember seeing bare Liverpool fans, whatnot. Obviously, my dad was a big one. I was like, this is my club. And I'm missing a key thing. Owen left to go to Madrid summer 2004. I cried, bro. I was bawling, I was crying. That's man's hero. So that's why I told you put him in the thumbnail, because him and my dad are the two reasons why I support Liverpool. Not Gerrard, not Torres, not none of these players. It was Owen and my dad in it. And I remember going there and thinking, we don't have Owen. That team, we had obviously Luis Garcia, we had Morientes that flopped, we had Mama Sissoko, you had Gerrard. Obviously, that's the season we won the Champions League. So, bro, man's gone to that game. My brother's bawling on the way back. So I'm bawling on the way there. My brother's bawling on the way back. He's like, I don't want to support Arsenal. We just lost. And then my uncle saying, trust me, we just won the league. We're good. Because you don't won the FA Cup that year. I remember against United, we won the Champions League. And then, bro, after that, we then win the FA Cup. So that's my story supporting Liverpool. My earliest game I remember watching was the 2-1 at 4-2 at Highbury when Henry just scores a hat-trick. He makes Carragher and Hencho bump into each other like bumper cars, bro. Henry was just with it.
Wait, was that the goal when Henry breezed?
Carragher.
When he breezed?
Carragher and Hencho, yeah. Bro, do you know what it was? Yeah, I remember when I was young, we were 2-1 up, and that's the first time I remember hearing about records. That will Liverpool break Arsenal's unbeaten record? Henry said, hold my beer. Scores 2 goals in the second half, bro. You beat us 4-2 that game, but I remember Gerrard played a mad through ball to Owen, innit? But so that's my earliest game, I remember. But my first game I went to was the 2-1, 6 months later. Because they're both in 2004, but different seasons, innit? So that's how I become a Liverpool fan, bro. And from then, my dad always said to me, we're a special club. And I always say, sometimes growing up, even now, some people might say, you're a glory hunter, you're just supporting the team with the most trophies. And I say, hold on, it would have been easier for me to support Arsenal and United. They were the team, or Chelsea. They were the 3 teams winning things when I got into, actually not really Chelsea, they were the main team winning things as I got into football. So yeah, that's my story of becoming a Liverpool fan, bro. It was 2 games against Arsenal that literally defined me as a Liverpool fan, innit?
Great. And I mean, it kind of explains why you're always slewing Arsenal on Twitter now, innit? Because you know you got that soft spot for Arsenal. You know, I know them. You
know why it's deeper as well. I keep my circles small, innit? But my 3 close friends, 2 are Arsenal and 1's United. So not only I'm surrounded by most of my family's Arsenal, my immediate family is Arsenal, Liverpool, and I've got bare my uncles support United though. Like United are big in my family though, but that's more uncles. But my immediate household, my mum and my brother are Arsenal, and then my granddad's diehard Arsenal as well. So before I even have to dip, that's why if you don't win the league, bro, or if you don't win the league, I don't know what I'll do, because people think, oh, I'm going to hear from yourself, a gal, and all the Arsenal fans are streaming. Forget you, look. I have to deal with in-house first, bro. Do you get it? I have to deal with in-house first. So, yeah, but I always have respect for Arsenal, but it's too much earache if you do stuff, bro.
I hear that. And look, has there ever been a moment where you've kind of regretted that decision of becoming a Liverpool fan? Or maybe regret's a strong word, isn't it? Because when you become a football fan, you kind of make your decision, or sometimes the decision's made for you, and then you just run with it. That's just what you are now for the rest of your life in most cases. But has there ever been times through being a Liverpool fan that you've kind of fallen a bit out of love with the club, or maybe focused on other things. Like, for example, I'll give an example. So for me, there was so obviously towards the latter part of Wenger's reign, there was obviously there was a lot of like different scenarios that at times I was like vex. But there was one moment, that's quite high for me, and that's when we lost to Birmingham, innit? In the League Cup.
Yeah.
And literally, I just like I shut off from, and do you know why it was even more mad for me? And if we get to the League Cup final this year, we better win it, because it happens in February, and February is my birthday month, innit? So it's a month where like I should be feeling joy, but I'm here losing to Birmingham. Obviously, no disrespect to anyone, I love Birmingham, bare Langtings over there, nice people. But come on, man, Arsenal should not be losing to Birmingham, innit? And that was one moment where I kind of wavered a bit and said, you know, I don't know if I'm really about this football thing at the moment. And I took kind of a break from paying attention to football, innit? And I just wonder, is there anything kind of similar throughout your fandom that you've kind of experienced something similar?
Do you know what? Yeah, I've never regretted supporting us or whatnot, because the Champions League was a big thing for me. Like, I would have been 7, but it's the first time I saw my dad cry in it. I don't know what it is about us men, but I feel like if we cry, we feel like it shows weakness and whatnot. But football's one sport that can do that to you. And I remember when we were going 3-0 down, and my dad he just looked so pissed off, bro. He looked so annoyed. And I remember my auntie, my mum, and my brother, there was all 6 of us in my living room. And I just remember when Dudek saved Shevchenko's penalty, my dad started crying, bro. Like, I'd never seen my dad cry in my life. He started crying. I'm like, raw. Like, I was gassed, but I'm confused because like my team's just won the Champions League, but my old man's crying. But I'm trying to figure out why he's crying, and I see him smile while he's crying. Because at first I thought, is everything correct, bro? Then he's smiling. I was like, my dad literally held me, picked me up and said, Romel, you support the most special club in the world. Obviously, we all think our club's special, innit? But he said, you support the most special club in the world, and you're never changing from this club. And that's the thing. Like I said earlier in the stream, a lot of people get into ball a bit later. I got into ball early by playing it and watching it. From age 4, bro, that there's no cap. And I got all the jerseys quite young, and it was just always been my club. But let me name you 4 pivotal games, 2007 Champions League final, I was balling because, again, we had a slightly better team, but obviously you're hearing the words payback and that. And that AC Milan team in 07 was worse than the 2005 team. 100%. AC Milan fans will even admit. That 2005 team, you could argue every player was world-class, bro. The 2007 team, you had man like Gilardino and certain other men that were good, but not like the 05 team. So I was more confident, and I'm a bit older now, innit? So I understand the game a bit. Obviously, as you grow up, you understand the game a bit more. I cried, but so that's the first time I cried. Second time was 2016 Sevilla Europa League final, because, bro, I remember I was in college now. I'm 18, my last year of college. I'm not even thinking about the loss. I'm like, we're beating them. What, Sturridge, Coutinho and that, we're beating them, bro. Klopp come in 2 finals in this, because we had lost to City couple months before that in the League Cup final. I think we lost on penalties. I was thinking, we're beating Sevilla, bro. And Sturridge scores that outside of the boot goal like early in the game. I'm like, this is destined, bro. I didn't go into college the next day, bro. Actually, no, how am I forgetting? Bro, I skipped. How the hell am I forgetting Christian Ball? Bro, I will never like, we're going to get back to the Sevilla final, I'll never like the names Dwight Gale. I'll never like the names Dwight Gale. Like, if you're called Dwight or Gale, bun you, innit? Like, I don't like you. Hooks, this was my last year. So my last year of school, was... So, sorry, this was the summer before. So I left like high school in 2015. That was the 13-14 season that I've never seen my team in the league. So I'm thinking it's on. So don't get it twisted. After we had lost to Chelsea the week before, it was looking impossible, but we were still there. We had to win by a goal difference, and it was a mad scoreline. Some would say the title's done against Chelsea, innit? But, bro, Crystal Palace broke me, and hear this, Hooks. I'm from Stretton, bro. Selhurst Park is 2 stops from me, so that's down the road from me, bro. So, bro, I cried. Like, and the thing is, because my mum knows how much football means to me, I was getting good grades because that's around May time, innit? It's back end of the year. My mum said, "Don't go into school tomorrow." Like, I was doing well in school. Like, Hooks, I was balling, bro. I was balling. So, yeah, 2007 Champions League final and 2014 Istanbul when the title hoops were just done. Them two. Then Sevilla, Sevilla weren't really crying. I was just more vexed because the next day, so the day after the final, I didn't go in. I wasn't scheduled to go in college. The day after that, man, I thought you said you would win. You man are dead. But I still knew there was hope because from when Klopp come in and got us to 2 finals, and that wasn't even his full first season, bro. He had come through October, I think, 2015. And then the last time I've ever cried over ball, because I don't normally cry in it, not even a thing where I'm trying to show bravery. Like, I find it hard to get upset. Like, I'm normally quite a happy person, innit? But, bro, 2018 Champions League final, bro. Like, you see the title races with City, it was more hope. Like, I kind of knew once they were ahead, this team's just mad. So, like, you can't be disappointed if you didn't expect something. But you see that 2018 final, bro, with Karius and flipping Gareth Bale scoring overhead kicks and that, and Ramos the prick, like, injuring bro. And I'm a big man here. That 2018, I would have been 19 or 20, bro. So, I remember I watched it with my uncles and my dad. Living room full of Liverpool fans, yeah. I've gone back home, I cried, Hooks, bro. I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, you know, more time when I've cried in my life, it's because of Liverpool. Like, I don't even want to say, no pun intended, but this means more, bro. Like, this is man's club. Like, I love Liverpool to the death. Like, my life revolves around them. Like I said, I cancelled plans. Like, I won't go certain places for Liverpool. So I would never say I've ever like questioned my support for the club. But it's like, I heard CB earlier, big up CB's like, what have I done to deserve this? Because I'm quite superstitious. Like, was it because I got rude to someone last week as to why we're losing this game? You know what I mean? Like, I started thinking stuff like that, bro. I've never like doubted it. I can't lie though. Childhood was hell because a lot of people don't mention this, but Liverpool won 1 trophy in 13 years, bro. And it was the lesser trophy. Bro, from that 2006 West Ham final to 2019 Champions League, we only won the League Cup against Cardiff, and even they took us to penalties. Bro, I don't know if you clock with Liverpool. We never do things the easy way in finals. The only final we done things the easy way was 2-0 against Spurs. Bro, this is what I mean. You can link up. That's Spurs. You get it. But, bro, like, come on, bro. But, like, from the FA Cup final, the Gerrard final, to 2019, Henderson lifting the trophy, we had only got, so we had went 2012 to 20... Sorry, we went 2006 to 2012, 6 years without a trophy, and then we won the League Cup. Then 2012 to 2019, another 7 years without a trophy. Do you get? So it was 30. So I don't have the experiences of my United and Chelsea friends where they're just seeing league title after league title and like Premier League and the odd Champions League. And obviously I had seen it in 05, but and what's annoying is I always say this is why I can't begrudge certain players for leaving us. Hooks, like your Sterling's, your Torres actually was an op because he went Chelsea, but like Sterling's and Suarez and whatnot, because growing up I saw some quality players, bro.
Yeah.
Gerrard, Torres, Suarez, Coutinho, Sturridge, Alonso, Mascherano. I saw borders at my club growing up, and that's what you know. What you just asked me? Did I ever doubt like supporting Liverpool or regret? The reason why I didn't is because even though I didn't see trophies, I had moments. The Champions League era with Benitez and Mourinho, like Torres on Champions League nights, Gerrard in Premier League games and that, like Luis Suarez and that. Like, I never, as much as I hardly won anything growing up, like I had players I could cling on to. Like they're my ballers. Do you get? Like they're balling up for my club. So yeah, bro. But it's annoying because I look at all our best players. Torres won nothing with us, bro. Gerrard obviously did, but he was at Liverpool the majority of his career. Luis Suarez won a League Cup. Let's be honest, out of the 4 things available to win, that is the lesser trophy. Do you get? That's all Luis Suarez won. Coutinho won nothing at us. Do you know what I mean? So that's why the team Klopp assembled will always be dear to my heart, bro, because I feel like if you're kind of young-ish Liverpool fan like myself, do you get? I hate Cal saying he brought us back. He brought us back, bro. Like, my team was more of a cup team through my life, and I went 13 years with only seeing 1 trophy, bro. So, Yeah. I never really regretted supporting Liverpool, but there were tough times. There's times that broke me, bro. Honestly, broke me.
Oh, boy, I know all about it because I'm one of the, well, some say fortunate, and I guess in another breath you can say unfortunate. One of the Arsenal fans that was actually, fairly, well, not fairly old, but of an age where I could actually appreciate Wenger's early era in Arsenal. And I saw two doubles. I saw the Invincibles. Like, I saw us win FA Cups. Like, there's so much celebration that I saw. And then, like the 13-year period, you thought, I'm like here 21 years without a major. Like, so I know. And the thing is, yeah, like where, I don't know, it's probably still hard for you, but where I guess like it's a bit easier now is like you had to go through that through your younger years. So you're at an age now where, cool, you've seen your club win everything now. Like literally, you've seen your club win everything now. So you get to enjoy like all that success, all that celebration, while being an adult, which I think is a much better experience than
you understand the game a bit.
More. Whereas I'm as an adult, I'm still waiting for that big trophy lift. That's why the last two seasons have been like kind of kicks in the teeth, in it, because realistically speaking, we had chances to win in both seasons, and like we don't need to go into all that, but like it's a bit mad, isn't it? And like obviously all the banter I get it as an adult, so it's like it's a bit more triggering, isn't it? So whereas when I was a kid, I was definitely the kid in the school ground, letting a lot of men know about their teams in it when we was high flight. But
do you know what it is, Hooks? That even my granddad, like he's been our terror out for a while, because I feel like if you're an Arsenal fan, 30 and older, cool. For example, so the ones I speak to, yourself, Lee Gunner, Northside, Troops, Potts, Turkish, all of them. I'm probably forgetting man from to my head, but all of you lot are 30 plus. So you've seen Arsenal be great. A lot of men that have only seen you win 4 FA Cups since they've been taking football seriously or in their lifetime, when they're like gassed over the smallest stuff, I get it, but don't then try and get onto them Arsenal fans that are 30 plus that have seen greatness. Do you get? That's why I always say Arsenal fans speak a lot for a team that's not done much, but I've cropped. It's only really the younger Arsenal fans, the ones that are 30 and above. You're more patient. Do you get? You're more patient, and because you've seen your glory days, and it's like, oh, big up. I see Aiden in the chat. I was saying we won one trophy in 13 years, from 2006 to 2019. It was one Carabao in 2012. But yeah, bro. So I understand it, Hooks. I genuinely understand it, and yeah, like I hear it for you. I do hear it for you, and I always kind of thought that to myself, like when I'm in primary school and secondary school, and Chelsea are winning leagues and United are winning leagues, and even I don't know City. I always say, if you're born in the 90s and you're a City fan from London, you're a fraud, bro. Like, unless you're from Manchester, or let's say you started getting into ball late.
Yeah.
Like, because I met a City fan the other day, and he's older than me, but he's like, I started watching ball in 2011, and they had Yaya Toure, and he's African, so he can resonate with that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Sometimes you hear reasoning that are actually valid, but I know bare Arsenal man that changed from Arsenal to City. I know Liverpool. I'm not going to mention him on stream, and he actually watches stream. You know you are.
I know him as well.
Cool. You're speaking about someone else then, because my friend used to be diehard Liverpool. We got pictures in Liverpool kits together, and he switched to Man City. Oh, he's a Judas, bro. But like, I know who you're. Sorry, I know who you're on about. I'll speak about my personal brethren, bro. But bro, like, I hear it. Like, there's a spare man that kind of switched, but with City and growing up in secondary school, when all them clubs are winning things, it's like, damn, man, I'm starting to understand the game more. I'm getting older. I want my team to win stuff. But in the last 7 years, bro, I've seen my club win every trophy there's possibly to win. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, like, I can't lie. My adolescence / adulthood has been amazing. And this is why, like, I'll be real, Hooks, yeah? And everyone, you don't know people's financial situation and whatnot, but this is why when I get sometimes, I've got very thick skin. So when I get people saying, Romz, you don't support Liverpool, you don't back the club and that, it's water off a duck's back, because, bro, I'm one of the Liverpool fans that, for example, CB and Don, when they first met me, said, oh, you from Liverpool? You're always going Anfield. And it's like, nah, but I love my club so much. You see, when people get paid, end of the month, whatnot, like some people, everyone enjoys life in different ways. So if you want to go on a holiday, you can go on a holiday. If you want to buy garms, you can buy garms. I will always make sure my phone bill, gym, I've given my mum some money. Once all the necessities are paid for, I then put money aside to go watch Liverpool, bro. Yeah. So for the last 7-8 years, I'll try and go Anfield 3-4 times a year. And it's like, when I meet some London Liverpool fans, they're like, "Raw, you've been Anfield." Like, it's astonishing to them. And for me, it's like, I'll sacrifice stuff because I love my club. Do you get it? Like, if I can go, I'll go. And like, even hooks, like, I've paid some dumb prices. Like, even Carabao Cup final, I have to big up Grizz, because Grizz packed me a ticket for the one that just went, right? And even the one before that, I paid dumb money. But it's like, a lot of people be like, "Oh, save that, spend it more wisely." But for me, it's like, this is memories. This is what I can tell my grandkids about. It's like, if I buy something material, I can catch that on the edge of something and it rips, then the value's gone, where I'll never forget these memories, innit? So if I have to save up and pay a bit overboard, that's what I'm going to do. Like, there's some third party. Obviously, I'm at a situation now where I've met a lot of people in the Liverpool community where I'm now getting offered tickets at face value. And that is credit to streaming and being on certain streams. Like, he knows who he is, innit? And big up Grizz, because Grizz helped me out as well. But bro, like I love the club. Do you get? So when I've got people saying you're not a real fan or stop twerking for, I'm very objective, especially on streams. And where I've kicked ball in that, I've got a certain appreciation for the game. So like, with our club, I feel like, especially my families, we have this thing where back the club at all costs. And I love the club and I will back the club. But if I see something, I'm going to call it out for what it is. Do you get it? Like, it's like having kids that you're not going to tell them yes all the time. You want to teach them the values of life. Do you know what I mean? Like, with Liverpool, if I see something negative that may go against the grain, I'm going to call it out. Do you get it? Because I love my club. I want the best for my club. So yeah, bro, it's one of them things where, bro, like, it's mad that I've spent bare on my club. And some people say, "Do you regret it?" Or "You could have went on X amount on holidays." I was like, everyone's got a different idea of fun. Holidays and that might be fun to you. For me, it's watching my team. It's going Anfield 3-4 times a year, bro. Do you know what I mean? And I wouldn't change it for the world, bro. Like, the amount of time and the things, you'll know, for us London man that support a northern team, for us, it's not just the ticket. It's the travel, bro. It's the accommodation. There's so much that comes into it. Like, and the amount I've spent, I don't regret it at all, bro. I love man's club. So that's why when I hear certain things, it's war off the duck's back. And end of the day, like, I big up everyone who supports and sends nice messages. But the people that give you hate, end of the day, they rate you to a certain extent because they watch you in it. And end of the day, like, I don't personally know you. Do you know what I mean? If you're gonna give me hate in that, and I always say to that content creators on the come up and that, make sure you can take criticism because you're gonna get it along the way. And you know that saying, Hooks, if you don't have haters, you're doing something wrong. It's one of them.
All right, big. See, I'm lucky in the sense where I was, before I came into this football YouTube space, I had already had experience with like doing content on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I knew about how like people behaved in comments and the hate, and I've all seen it all before. So to me, it was like, it's funny, innit? And then obviously, like, you know, the type of people that are the ones behind the keyboard that are saying all these. They're like, they're the same brothers that if you met them in the real life, like,
they're mute, literally.
You know what I mean? Like, they see you and they just keep it moving. So it's something that never really personally bothers me. And I always tell people that ask me about getting into content creation, the thing that I say is more important than anything else is making sure that you don't take things too personally, innit?
Facts.
Like, look how many, like, there's been hella panel shows that I've gone on and that you've gone on where maybe someone's taken it a bit too far, or like they keep hammering down on the same trolley point, and you're there getting triggered, and you just have to, like, cool, they're doing this to get, I don't know, maybe go viral or get their minute of fame on the internet or get a bit of love from the chat or anything like that. And you just have to kind of distance yourself from, you know what, that anger and that pride. And that's definitely, I would say, one of the biggest things that I would say coming into like this kind of YouTube space. And it's like football just naturally is something that like spurs a lot of like emotions in you. Like,
very emotional, yeah, bro.
Highly emotive, like sport. Like I would argue that if you don't really have any deep emotions for the sport or for your club, then I don't know why you're here. Like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
Stop watching football, bro. Like, you know, I always say to people, yeah, and you know, because obviously you spoke about going to Anfield, yeah, like,
Yeah.
so you'll be able to resonate with this, yeah. Is that for me? Don't get me wrong. I've been to like celebrations where they've had the bus and all that, wavy. I've seen us win trophies, all of that, wavy. But going to the stadium, yeah, and being in the stadium and watching the game, there's nothing better than that for me. Like, just watching the football, appreciating the football, and being caught up in the emotions of the game. There's nothing better than that. Like, for me, I would say not necessarily my best moment, but the moment that sticks with me the most whenever I think about Arsenal is when I went to go watch the Bournemouth game last season when Reece Nelson scored
the last one. Yeah.
Bro, by the way, I've never felt joy like that in a single moment. I've never felt joy like that, and I think it speaks like volumes about the kind of relationship that us as fans have with our clubs, in it, and kind of like something that I don't really know, because you know I wasn't born in London, but I've lived like the large majority of my life in London, in North London to be even more precise. So I lived it. I lived this thing, like, so that's why I slew Tottenham more than it, because I had to grow up around it. Like, literally, my grandma lived on the road of the stadium, so whenever they played, I'd be sitting there in the living room and I could see out the window, all of the Tottenham fans singing their songs. It was jarring. So I've been in there, innit? But you're from London and you support a northern team, yeah. And now when it comes to Liverpool, because I've been to Liverpool, and I know that it's a special place. Like, it's a special city. Like, it's like you don't really see it in too many other places. It's like real us against the world kind of vibe.
Togetherness, bro.
The togetherness is actually crazy. So like, how did it feel? Like, maybe not the first time going there, but I would say when a time that you first went there, when I guess you was of an age where you could truly like understand and comprehend properly what's going on around you. Like, what did it feel like being a London Liverpool fan and being like surrounded by like all of the Scousers?
Bro, cool. So when I was 6, obviously, because you know you speak about last minute winners. My first ever game, like I said, was Neil Mellor's last minute screamer, innit? So I just remember the stadium going into pandemonium, bro. It was crazy. Like, everyone lost their head, and I remember being gassed because obviously my team had won. But obviously, I'm still of an age where you only understand football to a certain extent. So from 2004, one thing I'll say, Hooks, is that I've gone to games more in the last 10 years with regularity. After that 2004 time, I didn't next go to Anfield till 2013. My dad took me. We beat Wigan 3-0, and Suarez scored that game, and that's when I can actually kind of remember it. I don't know if you were on Twitter a couple months ago, but I posted a picture of me and Henderson. I was young. I think you might have even commented. I was on the tree. That was from the game, innit? We beat Wigan then. And bro, like, Scousers are they're wonderful people, bro. Like, I know there's a stigma and whatnot, and other people that say whatnot, but they always embrace me. The only ones that, and there's certain undertones, like, let's say I'm on Twitter and I'm very objective, you know, I'm very honest with my club. I'll say something, you'll get the Scouts to be like, just support Arsenal, support your local, and it's like, hold on. I don't like that, because I can just throw it back at you and just say, support Tranmere, support Everton. Just because you're from Liverpool, there's lesser clubs around you, so don't just tell me to support my club. And back to what you were saying about when you go into games and feeling it, bro. Like, this is one thing I always say. Just because I know you don't, but like, there's some match-going fans that feel like they're superior because I get to a game and another fan that supports my club don't. I'm sort of inferior. That needs to stop, because it's like,
Yeah,
The
100%.
thing is, what makes our club, especially the Red Cartel, should I say, Liverpool, Arsenal, United, we've been massive for years. We're the three traditional clubs, right? So what makes us is our global fan base. So
Exactly.
I don't like when a match-going fan says to a man from, I don't know, maybe Australia or Jamaica or I don't know, Brazil, oh, you're less of a fan or haven't even been to a game. Bro, they might not be able to afford to go to a game. Like, do you get it? There could be a lot of constraints that stop them from going. They're not any less of a fan than you. Just because you're seeing things in the flesh, they're not any less of a fan. Like, there's certain circumstances that will stop you. And to answer your question, bro, when I've gone there, like, you start to understand the city a bit more. Like, you'll go there. Liverpool is a poverty-stricken city, so when I go there, I like to give things to the food bank. I like to contribute to the community, whatnot, because it's not as affluent as a London or even Manchester or Birmingham. It is very poverty-stricken, and the employment rate's not the best there. So I like to give to food banks and whatnot. But Scousers, I love. The only Scousers I've had problems with is online. Like we said earlier, they're people, for all I know, that can be a 6-year-old kid or whatnot. That Scousers I meet when I'm actually there, and like your Tom Littles, big up Tom, like even certain other Scousers that I've streamed with, or amazing people, bro. I've got nothing bad to say. So when you go there, you start to resonate with the city, and obviously Hillsborough is a big thing.
Yeah.
Even that's why Liverpool and Everton, yeah, I've always said, as a Liverpool fan, as a London Liverpool fan, I can't really hate them because I'm not going into work and my best friend's Everton. I don't know one Everton fan, but this is why I always say that. You see that Tottenham and Arsenal, there's hatred and a rivalry. Man City, Man United, there's hatred and a rivalry. Liverpool and Everton, I feel like there's a rivalry, but there's not hatred because Hillsborough affected Evertonians as well because their family members would have been, some will be Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
So that's why I would say Liverpool and Everton to a degree. There's a rivalry, but there's no hatred. The city's very, very united, should I say? No pun intended, but it's very together. So yeah, bro. Like when I go there, bro, they embrace, man, and you just get to know the city a bit more and what it means. That's why even like down to things like financial takeovers from Saudis and whatnot. Like I'm getting a bit deep here, but like spirit of shanking and whatnot. My dad always raised me to believe that Liverpool, we do things the right way. We try to what's the word? We try to make do with what we got. Like you see how like Chelsea and Cities have been seen more as a big influx of cash and kind of manufactured. Not saying there's wrong with that, but you know that perception where Liverpool, we like to do things maybe with constraints and still be able to be at the top. Like look at Klopp. Hardly got money. We spent money, but not as much money as a Man City, and was able to still pit them to one league, win a Champions League in that time, still win trophies. That my dad's always raised me to be taught to kind of like always appreciate like certain things. You know what I mean? So yeah, when it comes to this Liverpool, you start to just understand the city and the club and whatnot. So yeah, man, you proper understand it.
Yeah, no, facts. So look, I know it because I asked you, and you've kind of alluded to it a few times throughout talking now, but your favorite Liverpool players of all time are Owen and Suarez. Why is that? Well, what makes them your favorite players?
Right, for me, simple, right? Owen is the first footballer Michael Owen is, and the people know I'm an aesthetics merchant. My favorite art of football. I was going to actually ask you, Hooks, what's your favorite art of football? Because some people like the art of finishing, the art of passing, the art of dribbling. Mine's dribbling, isn't it? So players like Messi, Neymar, Ronaldinho, Hazard, Alexis Sanchez, I automatically mess with them. And then if you've got the GA, you know this generation's fixated on GA. If you've got the GA to match to it, that's when you're on a supreme level, innit? But Michael Owen, I don't remember him in his peak, innit, when he was like the World Cup, when the hat trick against Germany and whatnot. I don't remember in his peak when he was a dribbling specialist because he could dribble and finish. I mainly saw him when he could more or less finish, right? But like I said to you earlier, in my household, it was Henry and Owen just scoring all the time because my mum was a Gooner, my dad was a Liverpool fan. They're the two teams that were on TV the most. So it's just Owen and Henry scoring every week, bro. Whenever I check the TVs, Owen. Nistelrooy was there as well because my dad's a football fan. First, like United would be on, and I remember Nistelrooy in that era was bagging every weekend, bro. But where like I'm a football fan first, right? Owen's the first player I would essentially my role model, bro. I fell in love with Michael Owen, and that's why when he left, I was crying, bro. I was genuinely crying, and when he left, because he's even spoke about it with Gary Neville in certain interviews, he tried to come back to us, bro. After Madrid, and it messed up. And he even said when he went to Madrid, he like on the way there, he kind of regretted it. Like, what am I doing? But afterwards, he then went Newcastle, had a lot of injuries, bro. And he tried to come back, but in that time, we then had Torres, then we had Suarez, and then the gateway was never there. And he is Judas because you don't go to United. Whatever you do, you don't go to United. Even if you want to win a Prem, you just don't. So I understand why he's dead to certain scouts, but to me personally, he can't be dead to me because he's the reason alongside my dad I support Liverpool. Because growing up, I'm just seeing him bag all the time, bro. And he played for the club I love. But Luis Suarez, bro, I genuinely don't think, Hooks, I will see a player better than him. Genuinely, I don't think I'll see a player better than him play for my club, innit? Because Steven Gerrard, he's the embodiment of Liverpool. Like, he's literally human form of Liverpool, bro. He embodies everything Liverpool means. He's a scout. He's from the area. He could have went Chelsea in 05. He's on a motorway, turn it around. Like, he just said, nah, me winning stuff there won't mean as much as me winning stuff for my club and my people. Obviously, we know he missed out on the Prem, and that rival fans will do what they do, and we'll use that against him. But Steven Gerrard's one of my heroes growing up as well. Obviously, I've had Michael Owen. I weren't old enough for Fowler. I never saw Fowler in his prime, so I can't mention him. But I've had Fernando Torres, a bad man, bro. Even Dirk Kuyt weren't the greatest player, but he's a cult hero because when it comes to big games, this guy was a big game bully, bro. He scored against most teams. Do you get it? And I've seen your Salahs, I've seen your Manes, your Firminos and that, but Luis Suarez, bro, like what he did in that season when we nearly won the league, 31. I'm not even a stats man like that, Hooks, but 31 goals in 33 games. He missed. I'm not going to speak about off-field antics. When I say that's the best player, I'm just speaking about on-field, innit? Yeah. Off-field, I don't condone that certain things to get, but bro, to miss the first 6 games of that season and get 31 goals, 31 goals in 33 games. I believe no penalties. That's why Istanbul was so heartbreaking for me, bro. That's why I cried, bro, because that game, I wanted it for him and Gerrard. Mainly Gerrard more, but Suarez being my favourite ever player to play for Liverpool. But his ability, Hooks, he could just do it all, bro. He could genuinely do it all. And I feel like he scored, I don't know if you remember this, he scored a goal for Ajax against Arsenal in the pre-season where he scored a mad volley from far.
Oh, yeah.
From far, bro. And I was like, who's this player? That's the first time I kind of clocked him. I was like, who's this player? And then when we signed him, I was saying to my brethren, he's a good... I didn't think he'll turn into what he turned into. I'm not going to cap, bro. But I said, this guy's a baller, bro. He's a baller. Big baller, bro. And then I remember his debut against Stoke. He comes on last 20 minutes, rounds the keeper. A bit scrappy goal, hits off the player, but he was just badding them up, bro. And, bro, I remember he got 11 goals the next season. And then the season before his last, bro, he got 23 league goals. And that summer you lot tried to sign him. Remember the 40 million and a pound, innit? But I think that's when rivals start to wake up like, this guy's a bad man, you know, because like you lot had, no, Van Persie had just left you lot. United had Van Persie at the time. Chelsea had Drogba. I think Spurs had Bale. Everyone kind of had their talisman. But like, I feel like people properly respected him after that, when you lot tried to bid for him. And then I think the season after when he got that insane record, I think everyone clocked. We missed out on the Prem. He then went World Cup and did a madness, bro. I remember he scored against England. Like Sturridge and Rooney played in that game and he scored against England. And he even won Copa America when he first come to us. And that's massive to win that ahead of Brazil and Argentina. That's big at the time. And that's when Messi was in his palm. I think Brazil had Neymar and whatnot. So it's a thing where with Suarez now, when he left, I think when he started to get put in conversation about the greatest 9 of his generation, that is when he got more goals than Ronaldo and Messi in their peak. Bro, that's when I think Liverpool is respected, but I think once he won the Champions League and won what he deserved to win with Barca, that's when his status in football, his legendary status, went to another level, bro. Another level. But yeah, Hooks is simple. Owen's the reason I support Liverpool, but Suarez the best player I've seen play for my club. Like, genuinely, ability-wise, like, I've never seen anything like it, bro.
And you know what? It's mad because, like, me as an Arsenal fan, like, I was robbed of the potentiality of Ozil, Suarez, and Sanchez all in the same team.
Same team, yeah. We
would have won everything.
You would have won it, 100%. You would have won
everything. Champions League, everything like that. I see it. Just a lot like. See what I mean? I think there's a lot of there are a lot of connecting points between Liverpool and Arsenal, just as institutions. Like even like you saying that Liverpool's a club that likes to do things the right way. Arsenal's also known for a club that likes to do things the right way from within. Yeah. Everything is about the people, the community element. So we're kind of like, yeah, exactly. We're kind of like and obviously, you know, you wouldn't have like seen him, but you had people like John Barnes that like that brought in a big like black community into Liverpool.
The reasons my uncle and dad support Liverpool, bro, because of him. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. We've had the likes of Rocastle and Wright that like brought in a bit, and then obviously after that, Henry brought in a big wave of black people into the fan base. So there are connecting points. So you know what? Yeah. So Owen and Suarez are your favorite Liverpool players. If you could pick one of them in their prime to come into this Liverpool side now, which one are you picking and why?
Thing is, we don't really struggle with goals, but it would have to be Luis Suarez, bro. It would have to. Big up Owen, but it would have to be Suarez, bro. I think even Salah's outfit then goes up because Suarez could play in the 10, he could play as a 9, he would drop deep. Like it would have to be Luis Suarez because out and out finish. The only reason why I didn't say Owen is because Salah's volume of goals are mad. So Salah's volume of goals are mad. So like Suarez could also be a facilitator as well as a goal scorer. It's like you kind of get 2 in 1. So yeah, bro, it'll be Luis Suarez still.
But Owen even Ballon d'Or, you know, like Owen breaking through, he was different, bro. Like,
injuries messed him, bro. Like they genuinely messed him.
100% injuries definitely mashed him up. But cool, I hear it. All right, so final question I'll leave you with, before we wrap up, What does being a fan mean to you? And could you imagine a world without Liverpool?
I couldn't imagine a world without Liverpool, bro. Liverpool's my like I've alluded to during this stream, bro. Like I've missed motives. I've been late to things, important things as well, bro. And it's when I deeped it's tapped that outside of my work and family, they're probably the most important thing to me. Like I couldn't imagine a world without Liverpool, G. But like being a fan, it's everything. My life revolves around Liverpool. Like my moods, if Liverpool lose, I'm pissed off. Do you get? My mood's dictated by Liverpool. Do you get? Like when I schedule my weeks and it's like, so when we playing, so we're playing then, I'm gonna do that then and whatnot. But Liverpool's all I know, bro. From big up Cal, I see Cal's fan to fan the other day through barbershops, like speaking about them. Yeah. Through me and my brother arguing about football in general, and like just from a young age, bro, like it's all I've ever known. So I can't imagine a world without. And for me, a fan is just to love your club unconditionally, bro. Like it's generally just to love your club unconditionally, and that's why a lot of Liverpool fans do think sometimes I might not back us a lot, or do you know what I mean? I might not speak highly of us. The thing is, what I don't like is when someone has an agenda, though, they completely ignore them things. Because, bro, it's well documented. I think we win in Champions League, but they won't remember. They won't include that because they don't suit their narrative. But sorry, but it doesn't suit their narrative. But for me, bro, it's just like, yeah, being a fan is just backing your club and loving them unconditionally. They can piss you off, whatnot, but you just love them. You just love them, bro, and yeah, I don't want to be no pun intended. It just literally means more, G. It means more, bro. It means more, honestly.
It means more. What a great
you know what, Hutch, yeah? Like with Liverpool, like even football in general, 70% of people I know in my life through ball, whether it's even me and you now through streaming, through playing, like 70% of my life people I know is through football, bro. Like genuinely.
Yeah, that football definitely does bring a lot of people together, and like obviously, like us who live in England will know this better than like most people around the world, is that the English culture when it comes to football it's always been, I mean, it's kind of a bit different now with all Champions League and stuff, but Premier League speaking, it was like, cool, we're working Monday to Friday, cool, Fridays come. What are we doing for the football on the weekend?
Yeah.
Like, it all becomes football. It's just all about them Premier League games now. So yeah, massive part of all of our lives. And yeah, I just want to say, you know, obviously, thank you, bro, for, you know, giving me your time to come on here. You know, I know there's a lot of people out there that would find your story very interesting, especially the whole football side of it as well. That I found that really interesting. So yeah, love for jumping on, bro.
Can I just say, Hookshare, first of all, thanks for having me, but there's 4 channels I need to shout out. I didn't actually speak about this because we got so in depth, but like outside Anfield, big up Torch. If you don't know, you know, especially Liverpool fan. I'm not sure. It's personal stuff happened in his life, but big up Torch. That's the first channel I was ever on. This Christmas will be 3 years since I've been doing content and jumping on stream. So December 2021 was the first time. Big up outside Anfield, then Saint LFC TV. I'm not even sure if you know Saint, but that's the first channel I was on regularly. Like outside Anfield, I met Saint through a preview through that, but I was on that regularly, and then that's how I branched out to Never a Foul and Big Six Band. 2 channels I owe the world to, because both them channels, bro, helped me a lot, introduced me to new people. Like I met you on Never a Foul, do you get? So them 4 channels I definitely want to big up. And there's other channels that have helped me, but they're the main 4 that have had a pivotal role in my YouTube journey. So big up them 4 channels.
Yeah, now big them up. And obviously, people, you know, make sure you are following Romz on all his socials. There is the Total Media channel that is in the chat. Go and subscribe to that. So when they do, you know, move on to the next venture or whatever they're doing next, you'll hear all about it. I'm sure there'll be some sort of update within that. Support as best you can, and make sure you are liking, you know, throw in the kunai. You get me? You know, we got to throw the kunai at the like button and hit the target as much as we can. Just want to say, you know, as we're coming to the end, big up Solomon for gifting 5 memberships to people in the village. What? Yeah, I can't lie. In the last one I did today, Alfie gave 5 memberships, and I can't lie. Whenever you man are out here showing support to the channel, it means a lot, because you know I put a lot of time and energy, and if all that is tiring, but I appreciate all the support I get, even from all the people that have just sat here with us today to listen to your story. I appreciate all of you. So yeah, you know, gonna be heading out. Just make sure on the way out you are liking and subscribing, and yeah, I'll catch you next time. Blessings.
Yeah.